Okay guys, welcome back to the channel, and we finally got some information about the Dragon Ball The Breakers. That's right, quite surprising. Well, it's happening. So this was just published today on the 20th of May. This is an interview with the producer, which is funny enough the same producer as Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, Ryosuke Hara. This guy changed from Kakarot to this game now because there's a new producer for Kakarot. So that's interesting. But let's just read about the Breakers interview because there's a lot of very interesting stuff in this one. So just a recap for a second. In Breakers, 7 players take on the role of powerless citizens trying to escape from the clutches of 8 player. Okay, that's cool. So it's gonna be obviously Cell, Frieza, and they're gonna add up via DLC, I guess payable DLC, as you can imagine, other villains like, I don't know, like Boo, obviously, and then maybe Black Goku and other stuff, right? Now here's the interview, here's the producer, right? So we have some very interesting questions here to talk about in this upcoming game, which I know that for most of you guys, it looks like this game is going to flop. And if they don't make it better from the beta version, it may actually flop super hard. So, the first question, superpowered battles made even more incredible through the lens of a regular person. Mr. Hara, please tell us just how Dragon Ball The Breakers came to be. Where did the idea of things like asymmetrical multiplayer and playing as a powerless citizen came from? Which, yeah, again, this is not something you would see on a daily basis, right? So there are a lot of Dragon Ball games, but for the most part they focus on the main draw of the series, the battles. Well, no shit, because this is the whole point of Dragon Ball, right? As well as allowing players to relive the stories from the original game. Again, I mean original manga and anime, my bad. Everyone agrees that Goku and the others' fight scenes are super cool. Actually, there's a grammar here, but anyway, that's fine. But I started thinking that maybe those aren't the only things that Dragon Ball has to offer. In the end, what I decided to focus on was the sheer difference in power that characters have to face. Now, yeah, that's a cool idea. The characters in Dragon Ball are insanely powerful when you think about it. By reading the manga and watching the anime, they experience the battles fought between these characters who are so powerful that they could easily destroy entire planets as if they felt like it. So many grammar errors, man, seriously. But then I realized that it must be even more extraordinary to experience that power from the perspective of a regular person. Fair enough. With the rise of asymmetrical multiplayer games, obviously making money, where several weaker characters have to use their numbers and teamwork to overcome a single powerful enemy, the concept of asymmetry seemed to do a perfect fit with the idea of experiencing the stark difference in power in Dragon Ball. Alright, terrifying scenes from the Cell arc. This is an actual scene from the manga. That's pretty cool. Help me! Have your Cell, have your, Piccolo, and then Cell, first form. So it is the following. It's quite an ingenious idea to show the difference in power by having people play as regular people. There have actually been a few times when regular people in the original series experienced the same difference in power too. The one that had the largest impact one was from the Cell arc, as you can imagine here, right? An unknown creature appears in Ginger Town. All the people have mysteriously disappeared, leaving behind only their clothes, ominously strewn about. Suddenly, the town's self-proclaimed big shot comes out and starts begging Piccolo for help. I'll give you anything, and then stab. Tail pierces through his back. That's pretty traumatizing when you're just a kid. I mean, maybe, I'm not sure, maybe potentially. And then there's also the time in the Frieza arc when Bulma was all scared and hiding from the Frieza force. Whether it's Cell or Frieza, normal people like us don't stand a chance. All we can do is tremble in fear. But to overcome that, to team up with other people and do some escape, I thought that must feel like a pretty big accomplishment, right? Seriously, like the grammar on this article, man, I'm not even translating it. This is an English version. My god, this is horrendous. But anyway, no kidding. Being the first asymmetrical multiplayer game in Dragon Ball history, there must have been some obstacles obviously on the road, right? did the higher-ups even come down on you? Like, what do you mean? Do you want to pit regular civilians against Cell? Are you crazy? So this is what they're asking about, like, how did the managers of Bandai Namco kind of accept this particular proposal? This was new ground for us, so I can't say we didn't encounter any uncertainty along the way. For instance, the point was raised that fans might not want to play as comparatively weak characters like Bulma or Oolong. Well, I agree with that. However, there are a lot of producers in the company who've made many Dragon Ball games through the years, and eventually they came around to liking the idea and gave us the go-ahead. Dragon Ball The Breakers only ever got off the ground due to the open-mindedness and cooperation of a whole lot of people, both in and outside the company. I don't think I could ever thank everybody involved enough for their contributions. So I don't know what to make about this, because at the end of the day, I mean, you can make so many Dragon Ball type of games. For example, why don't you make an RPG, open world adventure game, as in you start off as a character, you level up, you go in missions. That would be more fun, wouldn't it? That would be much more fun. And then you have like enemies, like a Souls type of Dragon Ball. Just imagine for a second, a Souls-like Dragon Ball game would just be insane. But anyway, moving on. Survivors versus Raiders, two different types of fun. Between all the powerful raiders, Solo, Rampage, and the 7 regular citizens, survivors trying to escape, which playstyle do you like the most? Sorry to be that guy, but I have to say both. Laughing. Playing as either a raider or one of the survivors are both fun in their own way. On the one hand, you have the raider role, where you feel awesome and powerful at the time, all the time. Every time you evolve, you also perform an area destruction, which completely wipes out a section and map. Overall, you're just super strong. On the other hand, you have the survivor role, where there's this feeling of tension and nervousness through the whole game. The Raiders is so much more stronger than you, but that's why it feels so amazing when you actually manage to beat them and escape. As a player myself, I think that both the Raider and the Survivor roles are equally enjoyable. All players are different though, and the Breakers has a lot to offer to them in terms of variety, so I hope that everyone out there can find a playstyle that they like the most. Okay, fair enough. Well, I've got you there. Can I ask you your favorite Dragon Ball character? And apparently Ryosuke Hara's favorite character is Gohan. I like Gohan the most. Cell Arc Gohan specifically. I love that moment when he unleashes his rage and awakens his powers after Cell crushes Andrew 16 right in front of him. That moment when he lets all of his anger explode out of him just gives me chills. And then when he does the Father Kamehameha with Son Goku, it's pure awesomeness the whole way. That's right, pretty much. Alright, so that's it, basically. So this is Dragon Ball The Breakers, guys. This is the highlights, effectively. This is the trailer. There's no price as of yet, so the price is still to be determined in terms of the release date, 2022, so this year. And it's going to come for the PlayStation 4, Nintendo, Xbox, and Steam. So there's not going to be any current gen console version, like PS5 version. There's only going to be previous gen version, so I guess it's going to be playable on the new version just because it's retro compatible. But that's it, right? So yeah, that's it, guys, for this video. Quite interesting, to be honest. I mean, I believe still that this is a major risk because people are not really keen on this game so far. I mean, I'm still waiting to change my mind, but from what I've seen from the demos, from the closed beta, from the open beta online and whatever, it just didn't really show potential. I don't know, I just felt like it was just a copy and paste version of Dead by Daylight, but just with skins, with Dragon Ball skins. I don't know, maybe it's gonna change, maybe it's gonna improve. We'll see what happens in the next couple of months, but it says it's gonna be releasing later in 2022. So that means that it's going to be releasing potentially at some point in late summer or early autumn. So maybe August, September, October could be the release date of this particular game. And we'll see, we'll find out if this game is actually up to scratch or not. But guys, that's it for today's video on the interview from Ryosuke Hara, the current producer for Dragon Ball The Breakers. And as always, I shall see you guys later in the next one. Bye.